I want to talk about the different ways that women believe that they are not artists. As I meet other women over 50, hi, Deb, I it's so interesting to me about how it's so difficult to say that I'm an artist. They are more it's easier for them to say I'm a hobbyist, or just the artist word doesn't come up. I make art, I like art, but to say and believe I am an artist seems to be a difficult thought or concept. So I wanted to redefine or define what an artist is. An artist is not, excuse me, I apologize. I've had these seasonal allergies and cough that's been going through, so I'll try and use my best speaking voice. Hi, Carolyn. An artist is not someone who produces beautiful outcomes, but it is someone who shows up in relationships with their marks and their materials and their self. That is what an artist is. Yet, aren't we taught that an artist is someone who makes beautiful paintings that are hanging in galleries or hanging in museums? And I think it goes back to when we were in kindergarten. I was subbing in um, I was help volunteering in my grandson's kindergarten class, or TK kindergarten, and I was so saddened when all these little natural artists, one of the young girls said to me, "No scribble scrabble." And I'm like, "But that's your mark. That's that's your mark. It's not about beautiful, outcomes or coloring within the lines. It's that relationship that you have with your marks, even if it is scribble scrabble." And the second thing that I think that, keeps women from believing that they are, well, I would say that we would say themselves, they would say the word, I'm not an artist." Excuse me, rather than I am an artist. I think the second thing is the belief that art requires this innate talent, gift from God, and that's just not true. Art is a practice. It's not a personality trait. It's not genetic. And also, something else I want to normalize is that apology reflex that we as women have, where we have a habit of apologizing for our art before we even exist. And that's conditioning. It's cultural, it's conditioning. I was born in the 50s. That was definitely cultural. And I don't know if you do or you have friends that go, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And I see that in the in making of art, they'll apologize before we even start. I'm not really good. I haven't gone to art school. Um, this is, uh, I don't really know what I'm doing. There's like this apology that starts before it's a reflex. And I think it's very normal. It's very, very normal for women, probably over 40, and can contribute to us the belief that we are not artists. I also want to give you the permission to begin badly. Kindergartners do, and I don't even know the word is badly. It's really important as an artist and to see yourself as an artist, for it to be messy, because it is. Art is messy. It is awkward. There's so many unfinished work, and that is very valid beginnings. That's the practice. And I think it's easier for us to see ourselves as artists when we could remove that fear of it being ugly, being done. I don't know. I don't like the word bad or good, but being done messy, being, it's like there are times where I just throw it away. It just wasn't, it's normal, very, very normal. And As a retired principal, I want to officially give you a permission slip that says I am allowed to make art that is ugly and messy because that is what an artist does. And I want to offer you, in order to see ourselves as an artist, to ease back in because I believe it is a safety thing. It is a nervous system regulation. I mean, who wants to go to the art table? Who wants to make art when we have these beliefs that it's going to be difficult or it's going to be make us feel bad or it's going to make us nervous or put our shoulders up around our ears. So I want to offer that this is what artists do is they do 5-minute or 2-minute practices in order to feel safe. It's kind of like a warm up. And this is for even for women who believe that they don't belong in art spaces. And I have yet to meet a woman who did not belong in the art space. Um, Also, in order to I think women who believe that they're not artists focus more on product than process. So if you want to embrace the artist that you are, notice how your body feels when you're making marks instead of judging what the marks make like process versus product. Um, Scribble scrabble. It's so joyful. It feels so good in that moment. And that is what I am all about. I have decided that my purpose in life is to help women make art with joy by managing their thinking and emotions so that they can create a beautiful world for our children. Could you imagine if every woman acknowledged that they are true artists and got into the process versus product? It would be a beautiful world for our children and for us also. And art really is about regulation. It's not about a performance. It is a way to soothe our nervous system, not to impress someone. It is a way to feel better, to journal, to work, to be making art, just making marks. Have you ever been in a meeting where you started to doodle and you just felt better? Art is for regulating our nervous system. It's not about performance. And I think that comparison as an habit is creates a verdict. Comparison is a learned reflex among women, and it's not evidence that we don't belong. It is so common, especially in a workshop or a art class, to compare what your work looks like compared to the teacher or others. It's very normal. However, that comparison can be an obstacle or a roadblock to us seeing the truth that we are artists. But it is normal. It's what we've learned. It's instinctual. And I think if we can just get curious about the comparison, that would help. Also, I love coaching women about staying in that moment when there is shame, there's doubt, or boredom, because it will show up when you are making art, when you're in the practice. And we have a tendency just to abandon ourselves, especially with shame. If you have the goal, the desire to embrace that I am an artist, there is going to be gook that comes up. And it's that gook that we work through, not learning another technique, not, I'm sorry, I just got a text. Not learning another technique, not signing up for another class, not buying more supplies. We work through the gook. When those feelings, those emotions show up, when we go to the table, when we go to a class, we pull out our art supplies and begin to make art. Um, the last thing I'm going to say is how important it is to reclaim that childhood creativity without the nostalgic pressure. When I was in that classroom with that little girl, I hope that I repaired the scribble scrabble thought, 'cause I encouraged her to scribble scrabble. I encouraged her I said to her, "You're an artist. Artists scribble scrabble." Then there's a time for scribble scrabble, and then there is a time to color within the lines. Both are valid process for being an artist. So, invite your curiosity. I want to invite you to get curious and to play, just to play, and you don't have to feel like a kid again, but I invite you to play and just see what comes up. When you create, there could be the gobbledygook that I talk about, the resistance, and we also get curious about that. So I hope that this was helpful to you in understanding the different ways that women describe themselves as not artists, and that you can embrace yourself as the artist that you are. Thanks for joining me, Athena, Deb, Carolyn, all the others that joined. I'm so grateful that you are here. Oh, before I sign off, those of you that are on this live, do you have any questions for me or any comments about what I just shared? I would like to connect and engage with you. You can just write it in the comments. Well, that's okay if you haven't. I'm available. You can always direct message me at Make Art Be Happy, and I'm happy to hear your opinion, hear your thoughts on it, how it made you feel, and certainly answer any questions that I can. Thank you for being here. No pressure ever, and make art be happy.